Okay, it looks like we are good to go. What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy Narik Chase, and in this video, we're going to be doing, I guess, an episode of Streamline. There's a lot of different topics that I wanted to go over. There's a lot of things buzzing in the news when it comes to video games and movies and stuff like that. And of course, I guess the first thing I want to go ahead and get off into is the Spider-Man exiting the MCU due to some issues between Sony and Disney slash Marvel. All right, now I haven't seen Far From Home yet. I'm really interested in seeing this, the direction they're going to go, and plus I want to see how they do Mysterio because he is a very interesting villain. Uh, and I've heard a lot of pretty good things about it. I've heard some negatives here and there, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. Now, as of now, for those who don't know, which at this time you should know, Marvel and Sony couldn't really reach an agreement whether Disney was trying to purchase the license of Spider-Man from Sony, or Sony felt like they weren't getting a good enough deal with Spider-Man for whatever that they got going on. Sony has still has license to the Spider-Man franchise, and they're going to hold on to it. And I'm not going to blame them. Disney's already buying freaking everything. They're turning this big monopoly. So honestly, I think it's a great move on Sony's part to continue with the license of the Spider-Man franchise. So me personally, I like the new Spider-Man. I'm not like all these fans, these new fans out here. I'm gonna say new fans. Um, I'm not like there's not like this really big backlash that you're gonna see from me. I'm not like pissed off that Spider-Man's not gonna be in the MCU, because if you think about it again, Spider-Man, even though it was introduced to the MCU, he wasn't there during the initial build-up of it. So a lot of the MCU Spider-Man is not in. In fact, Spider-Man is probably in like maybe 5 movies overall, maybe 3 or 4, about 3 of them, not counting his own movie, own 2 movies. So he's not really had like a really big impact like that. Of course, if you say like Captain America, he's been in all the Avengers and all the Captain America, Iron Man, all the Avengers, Thor, all the Avengers movies. But you know what I'm saying? Spider-Man has it was there initially, so him being taken out of it isn't going to be like, I don't think it's going to be like shattering the MCU. And honestly, at this point with the MCU, with the way with the Phase 4 thing they got going on, after like Endgame, my interest for like the MCU and everything that's upcoming really has been like that anyway. Um, but yeah, Spider Man being at the MCU, I ain't really tripping about that. It is what it is, and I guess that Sony's rebooting Spider Man again. I've enjoyed every incarnation of Spider-Man so far since Tobey Maguire. I think they all introduce something different to the character. I think they all have different interpretations of the character. And Spider-Man is probably one of the more diverse superheroes in terms of different incarnations, not only because of the whole Spider Verse crap that they got going on, but of course the way the movies have done the character. And I believe that they're supposed to be rebooting Spider Man again to possibly fit into the Venom film, because there's a Venom 2, and I want to get to that too as well. So as far as Spider-Man not really being in an MCU player anymore, I'm not really tripping. I'm not. I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to be sad about it. I do think they had some pretty good characters. I did like Tom Holland. I did like the girl that played Mary Jane. So and it's an unfortunate move, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to be tripping about it. And I can't wait to really see the movie because I want to see what they do else they're doing to do with it. Also, they're re-releasing Spider-Man: Far From Home in theaters with several extra minutes added to it, and I don't understand what the fucking point of that is. It's really stupid. Marvel, if you're gonna put a movie out, put the damn movie out, and if you have additional features that you want to put onto it, use them as deleted scenes and put them on a damn DVD or Blu-ray or digital copy or something. Quit releasing a damn movie and then turn around and re-release the movie at the movies with additional footage. It's fucking stupid. Kind of like when they did Endgame. They wanted Endgame to be like the most top selling movie of all time, and of course Avatar was the top selling movie for a while, like a decade or something like that. I don't remember, but it was the top selling, highest grossing movie of all time, and the Endgame is now, which I don't count that as the all time highest grossing movie because of the way they did it. When you watch Avatar, Avatar was they released it the one time. It became the highest grossing movie of all time. Okay, Endgame, they put the movie out and then put the movie out again with additional scenes, which is fucking stupid. So it's like you're pushing and what it gonna do if it didn't hit it then? Put it re-release it with even more, uh, re-release it even with even more scenes or something. It's like it's dumb. Like it's dumb. I don't count that. Now going back to Spider-Man being in Venom 2, Venom 2, they have announced that of course Woody Harrelson is gonna be Carnage. So I'm like really ecstatic for that. When I first heard that they had the Venom film, wasn't really interested in it. I actually saw the movie. The movie was actually pretty good. It had a bit of heart to it, and it was funny. It had actions, and of course, Woody Harrelson character was introduced at the end of the film. Uh, of course, dropping the big Easter egg that yes, foreshadowing that Carnage is going to be in the next film. So I'm glad that they actually announced that yes, Carnage is going to be in the next film. Now the question is, with this whole business with Spider-Man being out of the MCU, is Spider-Man going to be in Venom 2? So that's a really big, interesting thing right there to take in consideration of this big move that they got going on. Venom 2 possibly rebooting Spider-Man as well. So I'm interested to see where they're going to go with this as well. Now, another topic that I want to talk about, of course, is just watched the Rise of Skywalker trailer with, of course, the Dark Ray. And honestly, I'm like a lot of people that are on the internet. There's no fucking way that Ray's gonna turn to the dark side. I do not see it. There's literally not one point in any of these damn movies that's leading up to her being turned to the dark side. Even with Kylo attempting her, she doesn't turn to the dark side. Now it would be something if the Star Wars does leave off with Rey turning to the dark side after she killed like Kylo or something. Maybe I can buy that, but again, there's really isn't any instances in any of the films where you feel like she could potentially turn to the dark side. So, and the trailer itself, we have a lot of people. We have little things right here, a little ode to, some flashbacks of the other films, which I think is stupid. Don't sit there and show me a bunch of clips from the other movies. Because if I want to see the clips from the other movies, I would actually go back and watch those movies. I don't want to see clips from the other movies that takes up a majority of the trailer with a voiceover, and then you get these, what I'm saying, like 30 seconds of what's going on in this movie. I'm highly anticipating the fight between Kylo and Rey. I am interested to see what they're going to do with this whole quote unquote Dark Rey. But it's got to be a clone, a robot, or I guess a twin sister or something. But then again, there really isn't any evidence of her having a potential twin sister. So it's kind of hard to even go with that on that point. So I'm interested in seeing that, but I'm not. And the thing about it is, I just think it's just also just like a shock value to say about the trailer, about the movie. I think it's a straight up shock value. You remember that one scene from the original, from the first movie, uh, The Force Awakens, where you get at the end of the trailer, you get a picture, a scene with Kylo walking through like this snowy forest, and then he pulls out the lightsaber, and then everybody was like freaking out because the lightsaber had 3 ends to it instead of just one. I think that's kind of like what they're doing. Even if even with the part where think about Avengers Infinity War, we had that big sequence where the Avengers were all running together in like the woods or something in Wakanda, and then you saw the Hulk. But then when you actually watched the movie, you realized the Hulk was not that scene was not in the movie. The Hulk never actually entered the fight. So this could potentially just be one of those moments where they just put in something cool just to make everybody be like, "Oh my gosh, Ray's gonna turn to the dark side." And then you watch the movie, she's not even. It's not even part of the movie. So I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that as well. Now, Nathan Fillion is going to be joining the Suicide Squad 2 movie, and I'm interested to see what the new direction they're going to go with this movie. They've got a pretty interesting cast. It's a pretty big cast, so there's going to be a lot of big names in this film. But that also got me kind of worried a little bit because one of the problems with the original Suicide Squad movie was it was too many characters. It was hard to like they actually had useless characters. I felt like the Indian guy got his head blown off. I was like, who the fuck was this guy? Those military guys that were with the Suicide Squad, like you really don't know any of their names. You don't really know any of those characters. You know, outside of Killer Croc, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and Diablo, and Captain Boomerang for the most part. I think those were like, and the one guy, the one leader guy, I can't remember his freaking name. And but like Katana, I think Katana was a cool character, but you don't know shit about a character like that. So she felt like she was a bit tacked on because she didn't really, she had some cool moments. She was a cool character. She just, wasn't as fleshed out a character as I would have liked to see. Even with the bad guys, I think the Enchantress was pretty cool, but that big motherfucker that was with her brother or whatever, I don't know who the hell this guy was. He looked like his name should have been Diablo. In fact, he looked like a motherfucker that you would fight in that damn Diablo 3. But the problem with it was, just like I said, it's too many characters, and I think they're kind of doing that same thing with this one. It's got me a little worried, but hopefully that it won't be an issue. I mean, personally, if you're going to do a Suicide Squad movie, it shouldn't be no more than like 6 central characters and perhaps a bad guy, but it seems like they're gonna try to put like 7 or 8 people in this. And I really don't want them to do that. But I like Nathan Fillion, and I like the cast that they've assembled so far. So I'm interested to seeing the characters and the cast and these different interpretations. I like most people. I actually like the first Suicide Squad. Yes, the movie has a lot of plot problems, but I think it was actually good and it had a bit of heart, and the characters were really interesting. So we've of course Disney Plus has put down their list of some of them shows that they're going to be having, and I'm not really impressed with any of these really. WandaVision, not really impressed with it. I believe that they're supposed to be having a Black Widow series. I know there's a movie, but I thought there was a series supposed to be in the works as well. So we'll see about that. Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now I'm interested in seeing this because they have Baron Zemo going to be coming back, and I want to kind of see these characters be fleshed out a bit more because we always get Captain America, Captain America, Captain America, but the 2 characters that are kind of like his support characters is a pretty interesting way of fleshing him out and giving them the spotlight. So I'm interested to see, and I want to see what Baron Zemo what he's going to do, the evolution of his character. Is it going to be more closer to the source material, or is it still going to be somewhat closer to the source material while introducing new elements to the character? Because honestly, I do like the Baron Zemo from Captain America: Civil War. So I want to see where they're going to go with that on that. There's been the Moon Knight series, which I'm interested in seeing it. They say Moon Knight's a pretty violent character, and even though I think that Disney has said that they're not going to go with anything like violent like that, um, I'm interested to see what they're going to do because they're saying they're not going to put that on the Disney Plus, but with Marvel being under Disney, and with all of these shows, like come on now, Black Widow, Falcon and Winter Soldier. The Mandalorian. How could it not be like straight up just violent? Because what I've seen from the Mandalorian, the trailer looked fucking awesome. To be honest with you guys, it looked really really good. It looked like a grittier, more serious version of Star Wars. Now, ever since I heard to listen to the audiobooks of the that one series. I'm trying to think. The one Star Wars series where it kind of follows the Skywalker's children, the Solo's children, where they're becoming Jedi, and then the Jason goes to the dark side. That series, I was really interested in the Mandalorians. Like I thought their storyline was the most prominent, the most interesting out of all of them. In those, I read about three of them, and I was like, wow, Django, because Django Fett didn't die apparently, and and those books uh, kind of kind of solidified it for me that he didn't die. But not Django Fett, Boba Fett. Boba Fett didn't die when he fell in the big giant sandworm thing or whatever. So he comes back in that series, and his storyline was the most interesting of all of the storylines in those three books. So I'm like, okay, is the Mandalorian just going to be a regular bounty hunter, or is it going to be Boba Fett? I want to see Boba Fett kind of return because honestly, I don't care. I've the movies did nothing for me when it came to Boba Fett. Did not give two shits about Boba Fett. It's only through like the Clone Wars, through the books, that I actually got a sense of who Boba Fett was, what kind of character he is, how badass he is, and I want to see if the Mandalorian is actually going to flesh this character out more. Because, like I said, in the original series, I know a lot of people like Boba Fett. I did. He didn't do a fucking thing that made a lick of difference to me. I don't care that he carbonated Han Solo or whatever it's called, but hopefully we get to see a bit more of his badassery in the series if it is him. If it's not, I understand Mandalorians come in all shapes and sizes and stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. I want to see Star Wars kind of like stuff that's going. It's like little small scale stuff. Because most of the time we watch Star Wars, it's like pop political or war, but it's never really things that are going on in in the underground or in the background or every day or stuff like that. So I'm interested to see in the Mandalorian. I think the trailer was actually pretty fucking badass. So we'll see where they're going to go with that. Of course, She-Hulk. I do want to see what they're going to do with She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk is a great character. In fact, she is one of my favorite characters. So I want to see what they're going to go with that. Do with that character as well. The Eternals movie that's coming out. Don't give a fuck about them. Not even in the slightest. Again, the Black Widow. I'm interested in seeing it, but my problem with the Black Widow movie is you killed her off at Endgame. So why didn't she get a movie before Endgame came out? And and I've seen a bit of the cast is going to be in the movie, and I think the casting that they have so far looks pretty interesting, looks solid. So whether it's just a movie or a movie and a television series, I'm not sure, but I'm somewhat interested in it as well. Now I want to talk about two movies that I've seen. I recently seen. One of them is Alita Battle Angel. The other one is Batman Ninja. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Batman Ninja first. Don't watch this movie. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking atrocious. There is literally nothing that fucking damn near good about this movie, except for maybe like five things. Now, Madam B bought it for me because she know I like Batman and she wanted to see. She was interested in Batman Ninja, and I've got to say this movie just. I was so disappointed by the end of the movie. Before I seen this movie, I heard that the movie wasn't good. I was like, but I watch it anyway. That $10, I'm not gonna say it was fully wasted. The movie does have some entertainment value, but let's just talk about, just give like a brief thing about it. There is this whole thing where Marvel, DC, westernized comics are trying to have these translations, Japanese translations, anime translations, manga translations that don't fucking work. They do not work because even though things are over the top in comic books and stuff, there are still an element of realism to them. You can't. There's literally no that same rule does not apply in in anime and stuff like that. So when you see stuff like this happening, you're seeing things happen, and you're like, it does not make any sense for it to fucking happen. Biggest example, uh, Iron Man: Rise of Technovore, Blade the animated series, uh, uh, what was it, Black Widow and the Punisher, that movie, the Confidential, Avengers Confidential. You know, they have anime-ish elements, and it ruins the movies, like to the point that the movie's just really unwatchable. The Blade one, the animated series, is fucking atrocious. So in this movie, Batman is sent back to feudal Japan. And it's an interesting idea. You want to see Batman succeed without the benefit of technology. You want to see how, who Batman truly is, and can Bruce Wayne succeed without having the Batmobile, without having his gadgets, without having his complete support, you know. But unfortunately, the movie does not delve into that in the fucking slightest. This movie is over the top. The story and the writing and direction is just dumb. There is literally, and the thing I mean about this, I like some of the incarnations of the characters. Catwoman, I thought was pretty cool. Nightwing, the Robins, the way they came off was actually pretty cool. Harley Quinn, I actually thought she was pretty cool. I liked Poison Ivy. I think Poison Ivy was pretty cool, even though they did stupid shit with the character. They did stupid shit with most of the villains in a way. Grodd, I actually like Grodd, but this movie does not feel like Batman in feudal Japan. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It seems like an anime version of Batman in Japan. So you get all of this over the top ridiculous shit that does not make any sense. And I promise you guys, I'm going to come back and do a review for this movie, and I'm going to be ripping it a new asshole. But anyways, it was a bad movie. It was really really bad. So that's why I'm like, okay, westernized concepts like comics and stuff like that do not need to be have a Japanese translation. They have not done a good one yet. So I'm done with that. Until I do the review. Now I went back and watched Alita Battle Angel. When the trailer dropped for this movie, did not have any interest in seeing this movie at all. I thought it just looked fucking stupid, and the CGI was just way overblown. But the movie actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was, even though it still kind of was. And this goes back to what I was saying about, westernized stuff being translated to Japanese, where you have Japanese concepts translated to, Western. And this isn't as bad as Batman Ninja, but it just felt like so much stuff was just going on. We do not, when we have anime movies based on anime, there's literally no fucking way you can translate that stuff to screen 100%. Even in comics, there's literally no way you can translate this stuff to screen 100% because it does not make sense. It only makes sense because it's not real. But when you try to make it real, there are new rules that must be applied, and a lot of the stuff that translates, that's in the source material, doesn't translate well into real life, into live action like that. And Alita Battle Angel, from my understanding, did stay pretty close to the source material, but I think that is a problem because a lot of the problem that the movie has is that there's a lot of characters, and most of these motherfuckers are just useless. If they're not useless, they're like fucking evil. And I'm like, and it's not like it's not the evil where they have personality or they're like really really cool. They're just evil just for the sake of being evil. So it's, and you're like, you don't understand their motivations and stuff. The bad guys, you don't know shit about them. They don't really do anything. There's this bullshit ass forced romance in it, of course. And the movie is fucking predictable. I have not seen the Alita Battle Angel. I ain't read the manga either. And I knew every fucking thing that was going to happen before it happened. I was like, this is just ridiculous. But it wasn't a bad movie. And I'm going to go back and review this movie as well. But, Jesus. But it's one of the better anime to live action that's done, but it still had a lot of issues. So I'm over that. But anyways, I know I talked about a whole bunch of stuff in this video, guys. In the comment section below, let me know your thoughts about any of these topics. I am going to go back and chop these up, so not only will you get one long episode of Streamline of me talking about this stuff, but I'm going to chop them up for individually too, so that way for those who want to hear about Spider-Man, they can hear about Spider-Man. For Batman Ninja, they can hear about that. You know, everybody gets a piece of the pie in some capacity. So, anyways, let me know your thoughts. Be sure to hit that damn like, share, and subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel, guys. And we'll definitely catch you guys later.